let's make a video. All right, I want to point out 3 games. 2 of them in the SEC, 1 of them an independent matchup. Let's start with this. And I point these out because of what's on the line here. So November 23rd, 2024, the week before rivalry weekend, which we'll do all kinds of stuff next week for that. I'm probably going to have quite a few work shifts, but we'll work some stuff out. Going to the Iron Bowl and everything. Y'all know the deal. I've told y'all. But this week, for the 23rd, 3 games I picked out. 2 of them are SEC. 1 of them is independent matchup. First one, look at Ole Miss at Florida. 11 a.m. kickoff. Now, I know Billy Napier just got told that he's going to stay at Florida and he's not getting fired, and there's mixed feelings on Florida fans about that. I think you got to let them ride out the rest of this season. But if Florida, who's 5-5, wins this game, it knocks Ole Miss, who's 8-2, out of a potential playoff bid because they'll have 3 losses. But Florida gets a 6th win. They're going to a bowl game. And it's at the Swamp. That's interesting there. 11 a.m. Central Time. Up next, that same day, because we're doing this week, 2 night games. We'll start with Army, who's 9-0, going to South Bend. Notre Dame, who's 9-1, still hanging on that North Illinois loss. But the committee, I believe, has put them in the bracket a little bit. They love Notre Dame. They've looked good since that week. What was it? Week 1 disaster against Northern Illinois, who turned out to be a pretty good team this year. And then the 3rd game I'll mention, obviously, and I'm not even just saying this because it's Alabama, but think about it. Alabama at Oklahoma, night game. College game day probably going to be there, is what I heard. I know SEC Nation probably got their money on it. But Alabama's 8-2. This game comes at a weird time. Usually Alabama will play a cupcake, like FCS school. Like, they played Mercer this past week. They usually play that before Auburn. This time they're playing a technically now SEC game before Auburn. Now, they did that, obviously, in 2020 with the all-conference schedule, but when's the last time on a real year that they did that? I'm not sure. But this game comes before the Iron Bowl. Can't overlook Oklahoma going there at night. If Oklahoma wins, it'll be their 6th win. They will punch a ticket to a bowl game. It'll be Alabama's 3rd loss on the season. And you're looking at 9-3, 8-4, depending on what happens against Auburn, too. But a 3-loss Alabama just barely missed the playoffs. So those are 3 games. Ole Miss at Florida. Elimination game for Ole Miss. If they lose, Florida goes to a bowl. Army just trying to stay undefeated. Notre Dame trying to hit 10 wins. Alabama and Oklahoma. There's a lot of good games this weekend, but those are 3 that stand out to me. I got to hear from you guys in the comments on this one. What games are we missing? Texas. I don't know who Texas play. Texas, actually, I think they play Kentucky. Well, I didn't want to highlight that one. I'm not too impressed with Kentucky this year. Very impressed with Texas. Lone Star Showdown for them next week. Iron Bowl. There's Georgia Tech. What is it? Clean old-fashioned hate. There's so much on rivalry weekend that we could talk about next week, but we can't overlook it. We got to look at this weekend. Got to look at Alabama, Oklahoma. We'll get Tidal Wave Talk out. This is going to be fun. This is going to be a blast. I cannot wait to talk up some college football. Thanksgiving's around the corner. Hope y'all are stocking up on stuffing and turkey and everything like that. Get ready because it's coming fast. And, yeah, just looking forward to it. But those are 3 games. Again, I'll highlight them. Ole Miss at Florida, Army at Notre Dame, and then Alabama at Oklahoma. Let me know which of those 3 is most intriguing to you and why down in the comments section below. 3 games. I love y'all. God bless. Have a blessed Sunday.